Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull said on Tuesday police were treating a deadly siege in the southern city of Melbourne as an act of terrorism after it claimed by the Islamic State group that one of its fighters was the gunman responsible. Police shot dead gunman Yaqub Khair, who they said had a long criminal history, on Monday after he killed a man in the foyer of an apartment block in Melbourne, Australia's second-largest city, and held a woman hostage inside. Senior officials confirmed that Khair had been acquitted of a plot to attack a Sydney Army base in 2009 and was on parole for a violent home invasion at the time of Monday's siege. This terrorist attack by a known criminal, a man who was only recently released on parole, is a shocking, cowardly crime, Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull told reporters in the capital, Canberra. It is a terrorist attack, and it underlines the need for us to be constantly vigilant, never to be deterred, always defiant, in the face of Islamist terrorism, he said. Australian police also said they were investigating the siege as act of terrorism after Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack via its Amaq news agency. The attack in Melbourne, Australia, was carried out by a soldier of the Islamic State in response to the call for targeting the subjects of the coalition states, the GROUP news agency said. Police said they identified Khair as a 29-year-old Australian of Somali heritage and were investigating whether Khair had any established links with the group. A police officer stands guard outside the Buckingham Serviced Apartments in Brighton in Melbourne, Australia, June 6, 2017 after police on Monday shot dead Yaqub Khair after he held a woman hostage. ISIS claimed responsibility for the attack. Victoria State Police Commissioner Graham Ashton said earlier Khair had arranged to meet a female escort at a block of serviced apartments in the beachside Melbourne suburb of Brighton on Monday. After shooting and killing a staff member when he arrived, Khair then held the woman hostage for several hours before he burst out of the building and engaged police in a firefight, during which he was killed. The woman was unhurt, but 3 police officers suffered gunshot wounds that were not life-threatening, Ashton said. Turnbull questioned why Khair was not behind bars after a string of offences. Khair first came to the attention of Australian counter-terrorism police in 2009 when he was one of 5 men accused of plotting an attack on Sydney's holes were the army base to kill soldiers. 3 of the men were convicted, while Khair and the 5th man were acquitted. The Victorian Supreme Court was told during that case that Khair had been a worshipper at a Melbourne mosque and at a nearby prayer hall regarded by police as an of extremist ideology. Court documents show Khair migrated as a child with his family to Australia through a Kenyan refugee camp. He was recognized as a refugee UNDRAUSTRALIA's humanitarian migration program and later became an Australian citizen, police said. Forensic investigators were at KHAYRE's family home in Melbourne's suburban Roxborough Park, according to a Reuters witness. Police said they were also conducting reassurance patrols to calm the neighborhood. Australia, a staunch ally of the United States and its escalating action against Islamic State, has been on high alert for attacks by homegrown militants returning from fighting in the Middle East or their supporters. Police have foiled several major plots in recent years. In December 2014, a gunman killed 1 hostage during a 17-hour siege at a popular Sydney cafe. Another hostage was killed by fragments of a bullet fired by police who stormed the cafe and killed the gunman, who was not affiliated to any militant groups and acted alone. 6 people were arrested over a plan to set off bombs in Melbourne on Christmas Day last year,